Good morning, everybody. Well, probably not good morning when some of you watch this. For those who have watched my video of me talking about the 2013 NFL Draft of the Dallas Cowboys, um, a lot of people have and still are talking about we should have been getting defensive players in the first and second round and maybe even the third round for depth in case people get injured and some people on defense needing to be replaced. And though I do agree with you, um, instead of looking at the negatives of the draft and what we didn't get, I think it's really ignorant to not look at what we do have and what we did get and how they actually will be productive. And the title of the video is defending Travis Fredrick and Escobar, which is the center we took in the first round and the tight end we took in the second round. Um, I'm defending Travis Fredrick because people say that we didn't need a center or we didn't need a center right then. We should have stayed at 18 and took a defensive tackle or a safety or defensive end or maybe even a tackle, but not a center. Let me tell you how stupid that is, because I bet in the middle of the season everyone was begging for a new center when Tony Romo was on his hands and knees, not literally, but almost, begging for the center to snap the ball, but it never happened, and we got a lot of false starts because of it, or the fact that how many times have we seen the snap be too low or too high or to the freaking side of all things? How many times have we seen so many errors from the center this season? And you want to say that you want to take a chance on missing out on the best center in the draft? Because that's all you've heard and will say is that he is young, he's raw, and probably the best center. So to take a risk of him not being there in the second or third round would be completely idiotic. And the fact that we got a pick later in the draft, because DeMarco Murray wasn't a first round pick, and he's probably was the most best offensive player besides Dez Bryant. And the only reason I say that is because when he gets 15 or more carries, we're 9-1 as far as winning. We're 9-1 when he gets 15 or more carries. So third round talent, great pick. Let's see, Dwayne Harris later in the round, he was very productive for the Cowboys. So it doesn't have to be a first or a second round pick to be talent. And yeah, we probably should have got a defensive tackle in the draft, but you know what? We didn't. Too bad. We're going to have to deal with what we got and what we can get still, because there's still some free agents and unsigned rookie players. So there's still somebody we can pick up. Tony Romo wasn't drafted, and look at what he's done. He's the best Cowboy statistically, just not in the playoffs. People get undrafted all the time and become great players. There's people that still are free agents that need homes. To not look at what we do have and completely knock on what we didn't get is completely idiotic. It's I'm not saying what we did was great and we're going to turn around the entire Cowboys franchise with this draft. I'm not going to say that. However, I think we did get some improvements, especially Travis Frederick, because he hasn't had any issue. I'm a Wisconsin fan. He didn't have any issues snapping the ball. When the snap count came and he had to snap the ball, he snapped the ball. Best part is, unlike Ryan Cook and Phil Costa, he doesn't get injured. He's not inconsistent. Best of all, he doesn't get pushed back. He probably takes a step back and he digs his feet into the ground and he holds the defensive tackle or defensive end that's coming into that gap. He holds his blocks. He doesn't get bullied back. He's consistent and no errors from him. So to say that we're missing out because we decided to move and get him and get an additional pick later in the draft is completely ignorant for people not to consider. And the reason that I'm going to defend Gavin now is simply because I said that we need tight end to take over Witten when he retires because he is getting up in age. And yes, we have James Hanna. He was really good in the preseason. He was consistent in training camp, and at the end of the season, he was productive. And a lot of people are saying it's a smack in the face to him, but you need 3 tight ends on the roster, even if you don't use all 3 of them at the same time, because there's formations that require 3 tight ends. Are we supposed to not get somebody and to get probably a good red zone threat because he was in San Diego State, and the fact that he has great hands, he's great at route running. It was a really good pick, not a sexy pick, not the best pick we could have got right there. However, we did get him, and he will be productive. A lot to say he lacks the ability to block. Well, he's not the best blocker, but some of the great tight ends weren't. Antonio Gates isn't one of the best blockers. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of heat from that, but he's good at blocking, but Antonio Gates isn't the best tight end blocker, and he's productive for his team when he's healthy. And I think Escobar can do that too. I'm really defending these 2 players because these are the 2 that's taken the most heat, and I guarantee you everyone that's saying all this negative stuff, once the season starts, they're going to be thanking Jerry Jones that these players were taken. It's ridiculous that people are saying this. And I know I'm getting repetitive, mainly because that's probably because it's 4:30 in the morning, but it's so juvenile and so, I'm trying to be nice, but you know what? It's just stupid. We need defensive tackles, yes, but we also need a center. We don't have a third tight end anymore. We need a tight end, and it was probably a good idea to get Escobar. So, that's pretty much it. I know, again, I'm probably not going to get much appreciation for this video, and I know I'm probably still going to get a bunch of messages saying how wrong I am. But you know what? I am going to laugh when everyone is so glad that we have these 2 players. But then again, that's true Dallas fans right there. And it's sad because they're not Dallas fans. These are the same people that when we get picks like this, they want to sit here and trash talk about how stupid of a decision it was and how bad the player is going to be. And then when they're productive, they want to say how great a fan they were and how much they always believed in them. And it's so stupid that we have this type of fan base. And I know there's true fans out there, that's me, that can see the appreciation and the good decision to get this, because we have needs all around. There's no bad pick for the Dallas Cowboys right now. We need help at almost every position except defensive end, or at least one defensive end, because DeMarcus Ware is there, running back, quarterback, wide receiver. Although I can understand why we got the one out of Baylor, because Miles Austin hasn't been consistent and we lost Ogletree. So it's probably smart to get a wide receiver that I think will probably be productive. So, safety, corner, which we addressed. Outside linebacker, which I don't know if we addressed. I think we got one late in the round, but I don't know if he's going to be productive or not. So that's a need. So we need every offensive line spot. We need somebody besides right tackle, but I would really like to see Tyron Smith move back to, left tackle. I'd like to see him move back to right tackle, but there's no wrong pick that the Dallas Cowboys could have made. Stop bitching. We got productive players. You should be happy that we actually did a bit of an improvement, because even if we got defensive players, we still would have had to deal with a messed up center. And we would still have to try to find a tight end somewhere, because we do need 3 tight ends for the 3 tight end formations that's sometimes used in the red zone. So, fake fans that want to bitch, you can't argue these facts. True fans understand where I'm coming from. So, thank you guys for watching and have a nice day.